want to do all we can for the Valerie Fund. And so today, we want to share our vision with you, that sick children get a second chance in life, a chance to do anything they set their hearts on. It's our conviction that because of your generosity year after year, the Valerie Fund's 16th annual Walk 5K Run will be another $1 million event. That's what makes a difference in the quality of life for our young patients and their families. Today, there are 7 Valerie Fund Children's Centers for cancer and blood disorders in the tri-state area. Yet, when our family needed a pediatric cancer center in New Jersey, there weren't any. A void existed where state-of-the-art medical expertise and compassionate healthcare services for children should have been available. Our 3-year-old daughter, Valerie, was diagnosed with bone cancer in 1970. The search to find her the best life-saving treatment turned out to be an all-day trip into New York City. Traffic and parking were the least of it. We had to deal with worry on the way in and nausea and vomiting from chemo on the ride home. And we had to carry a pot and a roll of paper towels in the car at all times. Of course, there was also the heartbreaking separation from Stacy, our older daughter, who was left at home with friends and relatives. Today, 45 years later, more than 6,000 children and their families are enfolded in a blanket of ongoing, individualized care from the Valerie Fund each year. But now we're faced with another challenge, the pandemic. Such a devastating diagnosis of a life-threatening disorder has never been more difficult. The Valerie Fund has responded to this virus by prioritizing emergency funding. There has been a 150% increase for aid today over previous years. Financial assistance helps to alleviate worries about monthly bills and keeps the focus on the patient and the family. As the Valerie Fund has stepped up its vigilance, you too can help us safeguard their well-being. But we need your support. Please help the Valerie Fund children. Visit our website at thevaleriefund.org/walk and make your donation today. Ed and I thank you.
Who do you want for? Who do you want for? Welcome to Caminas. Who do you want for?
Join us on September 25th when thousands will walk and run in Verona Park for the Valerie Fund Walk and 5K Run presented by Ed and Sue Goldstein and JAG-ONE Physical Therapy. Together, we hope to raise over $1 million to provide the most comprehensive health care for the over 6,000 children treated at our centers.
The Valerie Fund Scholarship Program awarded $400,000 to students for the 2021-2022 school year. Many choose careers in the medical field because of their own experiences with illness. In total, how many current and former Valerie Fund patients received scholarships this past year? $100.
Hi, John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO of JAG-ONE Physical Therapy. We're so excited today that today is our walk and run for the Valerie Fund children. Come on out today and support us and join us for a fantastic day. Today is the day that we do great for the Valerie Fund and the children that the Valerie Fund serves.
At Servier Pharmaceuticals, our deep commitment to patients is fundamental to our culture. We know that a diagnosis of acute lymphoblastic leukemia can be overwhelming. We created a patient engagement program, which is comprised of former ALL patients and caregivers themselves, who work one-on-one with patients and their families. They answer questions, help navigate treatment logistics, provide educational information, including our One for All organizational binder, to help understand the diagnosis and keep important information together. No one knows this journey like someone who has been there. Servier would like to support you. Please call us at 1-800-813-5905.
True or false? Thanks to a rise in corporate sponsorships, for the first time, $1 million was raised at the 2012 walk, doubling the money raised in 2011, which had doubled from the 2010 revenue of $215,000. True.
So with this expansion, we have about 50% more space than we had before. It's a much more open feel. We realize that there is a healing power to what's happening not only in your body but your mind. So this is designed for a family-friendly and patient-friendly environment with better lighting, more pleasing colors, better artwork, everything that makes us feel more like a home rather than a hospital or a doctor's office. I've been in medicine now for over 40 years, and when I first started in medicine, the only places that could take care of children with blood disease and cancer were in what they call tertiary care centers like Philadelphia or New York. We now are able to do this in the community. We can provide the same care, but much closer to home. So we couldn't have done this without the support of the community and our families, and the support of the foundation, who was very diligent in making sure that people knew about our center.
I'm the director of the Cancer Center, designated by the National Cancer Institute.
I am too.
I am too.
We all are.
We all are. We're here to make an important distinction.
There are cancer centers.
And there are NCI-designated cancer centers.
Offering the highest level of research,
collaboration,
and positive impact on our communities.
By sharing our ideas
and pushing each other further,
we make the biggest breakthroughs
in treatments and therapies.
Getting these results isn't about us.
It's about you.
So if you or someone you love needs cancer care,
remember the NCI designation.
Because it does make a difference.
Because it does make a difference.
Because it does make a difference. There are NCI-designated cancer centers all across the nation. In New Jersey, there's only one. Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey, together with RWJ Barnabas Health.
Hi everybody, my name is Gavin, and I'm a Valerie Fund kid. My question for you today is, the first Valerie Fund Children's Center opened in Overlook Hospital in 1977. Currently, there are 7 centers located in the tri-state area, with St. Joseph's Children's Hospital in Paterson being the most recent opening in The answer is 2016.
Hi, my name is Maria Luisa and I am a proud social worker at the Valerie Fund Children's Center for Pediatric Cancer and Blood Disorders at St. Joseph's Children's Hospital in Patterson. In my position, I have the pleasure of working with children with sickle cell disease and other blood disorders. Our team reflects the unique needs of our diverse community. Through our partnership with the Valerie Fund, families and patients like Anna can be connected to various resources and many different services right here on site. And by supporting the Valerie Fund, all of your help makes this possible. Thank you for your support. Hola, mi nombre es María Luisa y estoy orgullosa de ser una trabajadora social del Valerie Fund Children's Center for Pediatric Cancer and Blood Disorders at St. Joseph's Children's Hospital in Patterson. En mi posición, tengo el placer de trabajar con niños diagnosticados con anemia falciforme y otras enfermedades de sangre. Nuestro equipo refleja las necesidades individuales de nuestra diversa comunidad. Por medio de nuestra asociación con el Valerie Fund, familias y pacientes como Ana pueden ser conectados a diferentes recursos y muchos otros servicios aquí mismo en nuestro centro. Al apoyar al Valerie Fund, ustedes nos ayudan a hacer esto posible. Gracias por su apoyo.
The Valerie Fund treats children with blood disorders as well. Their families rely on us for the duration of childhood, like Zion's family.
When they told me that my son had sickle cell, and the doctors, all I could do was like break down and cry. I called my husband. He was at work. I was like crying. His mom was crying. My mom was like sad about it. So it was like a big emotional thing. You just think like, oh, this is like not good and it's gonna be like the worst ever.
The Valerie Fund Centers treat thousands of babies and children with sickle cell disease.
The pain is usually worse in the leg because he can't move around. Whereas when he has it in his shoulder or his arm, he could still do things. What is it, can you say, like, can you describe how it feels?
No, like every time I'm running on my foot and my foot hurts, it just slows me down. It hurts like very bad. Sometimes I walk inside and then go tell my mom or my dad.
Child life specialists, social workers, and psychologists teach parents, patients, and siblings how to help children deal with the unbearable pain crisis.
Sometimes they usually give me shots.
Or blood work.
Yeah.
And seeing him crying and not being able to like help him, the nurses really helped us, you know, by guiding us through it and what they had to do and stuff like that, so we can help him while they help him. So that was a big help for us.
That last time I went to my doctor's, it felt great.
You didn't cry. It wasn't as bad. He got used to it.
He's starting to get used to the shots now and stuff, so. Plus him knowing that he's getting a prize after, you know, he started to be more of a big boy, you know, when it comes to the shots, so.
He's been through a whole lot.
Anytime I felt like I wanted to give up and like everything was just too much for me, and unfortunately, you know, there are those times, but I would think about my family and their strength reminds me to be strong, or at least keep holding on for them and to keep going through every day and keep living, because if they can be strong, then I can be strong.
Do not give up, even if you want to and your brain tells you to. Don't. Control yourself to keep on fighting.
At the Valerie Fund Children's Centers, treatment combines the most current medical therapy with emotional and psychosocial support from child life specialists, social workers, psychologists, and more.
Alex is receiving treatment for leukemia at one of the Valerie Fund Children's Centers.
This is The Rock's cousin, Roman Reigns. He had leukemia too.
No.
He had it 2 times and he survived from it from 20 years.
At the Valerie Fund Children's Centers, treatment combines the most current medical therapy with emotional and psychosocial support from child life specialists, social workers, psychologists, and more.
And action.
True or false? The Valerie Fund Center forms the largest network of hospital-based outpatient healthcare facilities in New Jersey and is one of the largest in the nation.
And action.
True or false? The Valerie Fund Center forms the largest network of hospital-based outpatient healthcare.
Action.
The answer is true! Hello, we are the Amato family.
I'm Kristen Amato.
I'm Herm Amato.
I am Adriana Amato.
Adriana is how many years old?
4 years old.
And Adriana's been going to the Valerie Center in Morristown since she was 3 weeks old. Adriana has a rare blood disorder called thalassemia major, which means her body doesn't make any hemoglobin. So Adriana goes to the Valerie Center to get blood transfusions every month. While we're there, Adriana gets so much support from the Valerie Center. She sees a life specialist who helps her deal with all the appointments and the stress. She gets to do fun stuff and crafts and have snacks and treats.
And play Pac-Man?
Yes.
On top of just the support we get when we are there, the support outside is also amazing as well. Anything that we need, we know that we can go to them or call them, and that support is there for us. Each year, we love to take part at the Valerie Center Walk and 5K to help raise money for children with cancer and blood disorders. The walk is a great day for us. It's a beautiful day at the park where we get to meet with our friends and our family and come together for an amazing cause, and also with other Valerie Fund patients and families. We'd love to see you there to help us raise as much money as we can for children with cancer and blood disorders. Saturday, September 25th. We'd love to see you there. Bye.
Bye.
So how would you describe Ariel?
She's very extremely shy, but super brave after everything she went through.
Can you share a little bit about how you received her diagnosis?
Yes. She came to me one night and she said, "Mom, look at this." And she had a lump on her lower groin. She had sweatpants on and a t-shirt, and you could actually see it through her pants. And I was like, "What is that? When did that happen?" And she goes, "I don't know." She goes, I saw it was, like a little fatty, and now it's like this big, So I called her doctor in the morning and had to go to a surgeon. He sent us for a sonogram, and then they did a biopsy, and that's how they found out that she had cancer.
So how have you been, and how do you think people can be, through your experience, be more supportive to young adult cancer patients and survivors like Ariel?
It was very hard, but the Valerie Fund, Dr. Rao, and all the nurses from the hospital, they were just amazing. We wouldn't have been able to get through it without them. They were very supportive and very attentive.
Yeah. What do you want people to know who aren't familiar with the Valerie Fund or with childhood cancer? What do you want them to know about what this experience has been like?
If there was anywhere to go, I would highly recommend the Valerie Fund, because they go above and beyond to help you.
Could you tell me what ways have they gone above and beyond for your family?
Well, first off with support, always sending messages. If I sent Dr. Rao a message, she would respond quickly. And then they also, we were kind of struggling with money as well, and they helped us with some of our bills.
That's amazing. So how has Ariel's cancer diagnosis changed your life, your family's life, and her life?
Yeah, we took a different look, you could be here one day and gone the next, so that, made us unite more. I mean, we were always united, but now a lot more.
A lot of times cancer brings families together.
Yes.
It does, yeah.
So one of the things for me personally with this diagnosis is put me out of my comfort zone and have to ask for help. I'm not generally like that. We live here in New Jersey by ourselves with no family, and we're used to doing everything on our own, and we can't anymore. I have an amazing group of friends and family from far away who have helped us immensely. My friends started Meal Train as soon as my diagnosis came through. In fact, I was alone in the hospital when Connor got his diagnosis, and I didn't think I was getting it that night. And my friends came and picked up my husband and rushed him out to me so that I wasn't alone. And so we have this huge support, and we just want to be able to give back to someone, to the fund that is helping us, to the fund that's saving his life. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to, is they are truly saving his life. And just, we want to be able to give back and give to some of those people that don't even have the support system that we have in place, and offer even more. And I personally don't have enough money to just give all the money, and so we're trying to walk and raise money from everybody that we know to try and help out.
How has your experience with the Valerie Fund been? How has the Valerie Fund been supportive to you throughout your treatment?
Oh my goodness. Being at Nureg Beth, so I was there for quite a while. I was there for a few months, still go back and forth there all the time. The Valerie Fund is where I get chemo every 3 weeks. I'll be there this Thursday. So I'm very familiar with everyone there, and let me just say, this is like a wonderful foundation, is it? So it's just there's multiple ways. They didn't just help me with physical health, but mentally as well. Being in the hospital, I really, after my surgery, I could not move my legs or kind of do anything for myself. So that made it kind of even worse for me, because I'm such an independent person. I don't like relying on people for anything, but of course you're sick, so you have no choice. And that really took a mental toll on me. I was in my room. I really didn't, blinds always shut. I didn't even want sunlight in the room. So, but every day a couple people would come in and check on me. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? And they took it at my pace, because sometimes I didn't want to be bothered. They took at my pace. They were very consistent. They came to the room all the time, just, to check on me, see if I want to do something, get my mind off things, and which would help so much, because all I want to do is be able to move them, and it makes them feel much better, but I couldn't. So her coming in literally Monday to Friday, if I'm up for it, she'll come in, massage my legs and stuff. I would also had a lot of trouble sleeping, so she would do body scans, exercises, and breathing exercises to help kind of soothe the pain and relax me. Her voice is very relaxing. She makes me close my eyes and talks through stuff, and I would fall asleep, which it's crazy. I really wasn't able to sleep at all. The pain was really bad. So when she came in and did all those things, it helped me a lot. Also, my social worker, she's amazing as well. She would, Autumn, love Autumn. She would come and talk to me, and I really she was just easy to talk to. Everybody's there, they're so kind, and you can see they really care. They don't, like you said, they don't just see you as a number, just a diagnosis. They come over there, they get to know you as a person, they talk with you. It was, and me being older as well, I like talking to older people and stuff, and my family wasn't able to be there all the time, so sometimes I was alone, and just them being there, they really they know what to say, and they you talk to them, and you kind of just feel relieved that you're able to share something with them. You don't feel judged or anything like that, and that really helped me mentally a lot.
The Valerie Fund provides comprehensive care to 6,000 children with sickle cell disease, cancer, and other blood disorders each year, so treatment is always close to home. Kids like
Zoe, Leah, Owen
show bravery and strength that rivals any movie or television hero. Please join me in New Jersey's car and truck dealership to support the New Jersey Auto Retailers Unite campaign and its goal to raise $500,000 for programs and services offered by the Valerie Fund.
Hi, my name is Annie. I am 9 years old and I am in 3rd grade. I was diagnosed with leukemia the day after my preschool graduation. It was a very scary time. Doctors and needles and blood are scary for a 4-year-old, but the Valerie Center knows that. They have the best doctors, nurses, and helpers in the world, and they helped me be brave. I will never forget them. I have been a Valerie Fund ambassador before, and it is very different during the pandemic. I hope you will all remember to help the Valerie Fund save other kids just like they saved me.
My name is Prince. I'm 9 years old and I go to the Valerie Fund. I like going there because they help me, and they help me when I'm sick, and I have sickle cell disease, and that's not a good thing to have, because if you go in the cold without a jacket, you can go to the hospital just like I did sometimes. And I like to play, I like to dance, and I especially like to draw. And I love my mommy, because she's the best in the world.
My name is Rebecca Piro. When I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Walden's tumor. The tumor was on my left kidney and spread to my lungs. I was treated at the Valerie Center in Morristown. In my free time, I love to dance, especially ballet. I also like to sing, and I like to read graphic novels. During this time, I got to spend a lot of time with my parents and brother. I love going on hikes, and we learned how to make pizza from scratch. It was hard not being able to see friends and family, but it's important that we all stay safe. The Valerie Fund helped me get through my treatments. All of the doctors, nurses, child life specialists, social workers, and education liaisons did an amazing job of explaining what was going on, comforting me when I was nervous, and keeping me up to date with my schoolwork. I cannot imagine what going through treatment would be like without the Morristown Valerie Fund team and it would have been like. And I hope to see everyone in person again soon.
Hi, my name is Derek. I'm 10 years old, and I do know a lot of people are going through a lot of things. For example, me, I have brain cancer, and at the beginning of this, it's been a hard time, but even though it's hard, and even if people aren't going through the same thing, I know it might be hard, but even though it's hard, just don't give up. I know sometimes you guys might want to give up, but even though if you do, it's gonna be even harder. If you don't give up, it will be much more easier, and you can accomplish everything much more better. All right? I'm right now in Columbia Hospital, and at the beginning of this, it's been very hard, but since I've been going through this, I've been getting used to it. The hospital has been helping me, and yeah, they've been really helping me, and we're almost done with this. So everybody that's watching this video, do not give up. Even if you want to and your brain tells you to, don't. Control yourself to keep on fighting.
Hello, I'm 4 years old, and I have leukemia, and I go to Children's Hospital. What?
Wait.
Hello, I like toys and Mimi and everything. I don't want
We're ready to get the party continuing, right? Congratulations to all of our runners, and welcome to the 16th annual Valerie Fund Walk and 5K, presented by Ed and Goldstein, these beautiful people behind me, and JAG-ONE Physical Therapy. How amazing it is to be here in Verona Park together again. It is truly a blessing to be here with you all this morning. Just truly, and to be here with the Valerie Fund kids fighting cancer and blood disease. I'm Vanessa Murdoch from CBS 2 News. My colleague John Elliott has been interviewing some of our teams here this morning, just across the lawn here. And we are so thankful to be able to stand together with you. We've been here for over a decade, and we hope to continue to be here to help you guys raise money and celebrate all that the Valerie Fund does and continues to do. So while the world around us has changed dramatically, as we all know, because of COVID-19, the Valerie Fund's mission of supporting kids with cancer and blood disorders is in no way diminished. But during the pandemic, facing down a devastating diagnosis has never been more difficult. The Valerie Fund has responded by prioritizing emergency funding. There has been a 150% increase of requests for aid over previous years. And as the Valerie Fund has stepped up its vigilance, you can help us to continue to safeguard our families' well-being today. Our fundraising efforts are more important than ever, and our collective response will. We can help guarantee that children and their families are never alone as they navigate the many challenges associated with life-threatening illnesses. The Walk and 5K Run has raised over $10 million since its inception in 2006. The success of this event ensures the continuation and growth of the 7 outpatient facilities. The Valerie Fund supports educational advocacy and scholarships, social work, psychological testing and counseling, child life resources, integrative medicine, and palliative care. Now, we're also thrilled to announce a new event today. Here's a special shout out to the first annual Jersey Lawyers Run and Walk for the Valerie Fund. That's right, that's a good round of applause. We want to thank the committee for spearheading this fundraiser, which has raised over 21 grand and brought new teams and new supporters to the Valerie Fund family. We're so happy to welcome our friends from the legal community. And it is inspiring to see so many of you out here on this gorgeous day, people walking for the Valerie Fund children, their brothers, sisters, grandchildren, or friends. We're here today to celebrate some of the bravest children you will ever meet, the children of the Valerie Fund. That's why we're here. We want to celebrate, support, see those smiles. The Valerie Fund has treated more than 6,000 patients each year in 7 centers in New Jersey and New York, and there were more than 21,000 oncology and hematology visits last year. So today's presentation is a powerful nod to September's nationally designated childhood cancer awareness and sickle cell awareness. The walk, which we're excited to kick off, starts at 10 a.m., so we still have some recognizing to do. We asked that the teams will line up behind this blue and green arch that you see over here, stage right for you guys, stage left for us. And the walk will go once around the park, for those of you curious, and sponsor appreciation awards will be given out directly after. Now, this is the time when I ask for everybody's silence, because we're going to announce the names of the teams that are here walking in memory today of their cancer fighters. Team Alexander the Great. Where are you guys? Show some love. Anthony's Angels. A team for Allie Hart. Rolling with Richard. Sephora Special Sauce. John's Revenge. Christine strolling for Sharon. Team Sarah Osterkorn. And Warrior Will Walk. Last year, as you know, the entire event was streamed virtually on social media platforms and the Valerie Fund website. Well, today we're live here in the park, but we're also live streaming today and taking there simultaneously as an added dimension to our coverage so we can spread the knowledge and the love of the Valerie Fund. You can watch the recorded version anytime on the Valerie Fund website, the valeriefund.org/talk. At this time, I would also like to give a huge shout out to the patients and their families that could not make it today because they're busy getting well. Maybe they're watching us at home. So let's make sure we can hear applause really loudly so that we can hear you guys. I want to give a shout out to Connor, Ever, Emily, Bella, Hayden, Cheyenne, Zoe, Michelle, Vincent, Jace, Justin. Before we bring up some very special guests to help kick off the walk this morning, I'd like to recognize our outstanding healthcare providers. That's right. The caregivers at our 7 centers are our Valerie Fund heroes. We wouldn't be here today without their tireless efforts and enduring strength during an extremely difficult time. During the last 18 months, we witnessed countless acts of heroism, kindness. So we started with a little applause in the beginning, but let's really raise the decibels here. Thank you. Now, this year, instead of meeting on stage, we've asked many of the patients to remain in their places, and we hope you picked up a flag at the Valerie Fund tent from our dear mascot, Captain Hope. Hey, Captain Hope, how's it going? Big thumbs up. So let's show our strength together, your strength, especially by waving your gold and red flags for everybody to see, all of our kids out there, in recognition of September being Childhood Cancer Awareness and Sickle Cell Awareness Month. It is now great to introduce you to our first Valerie Fund patient speaker. Her name is Jamima, and she is 21 years old, and she's going to come over here and join us. She was diagnosed 3 months ago with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma. Since June, she's had surgery to remove a tumor that was putting pressure on her spine. She completed radiation therapy and is currently undergoing chemotherapy, but still she wanted to be here today to talk to everybody. Let's hand her the mic. Let's just talk.
First of all, good morning, everybody. My name is Jamima Phillip. First and foremost, I would like to say that it is a great pleasure to be here with you. I apologize. All right, we'll start over. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jamima Phillip. First and foremost, I'd like to say that it is a great pleasure to be here with you guys today. I'm looking forward to speaking to you guys about the great works of the Valerie Fund and how they've been helping not only me, but numerous other children in remarkable ways. With your support, generosity, and donations, we can continue helping children fight childhood cancers and blood disorders. I'd like to provide you with some background information on my diagnosis and why I'm so passionate about this foundation. So a couple of days after my 21st birthday, I started feeling a very sharp, excruciating pain in my right upper back. Back kept getting worse and worse. After a short period of time, that pain started to travel with my right shoulder and arm and ultimately went to my legs. I was working full time, and even though I was in a lot of pain, I started going to the hospital thinking that I've been barely healthy my whole life. So I wasn't thinking the worst. I decided to go to urgent care after a working day, and they pretty much brushed it off and gave me a list of stretches to do at home. After that, it seems like every day I woke up and I was I noticed a few lumps in my right breast and it felt sore. The next day, I noticed huge bruises on my arms and thighs, and as I was getting ready for work the next day, my nose started to bleed. I started to get very concerned, but I still went to the anyway, barely able to walk. These symptoms happened very quickly, but they were very severe. I just want to take this time to tell you, to tell everybody, excuse me. I just want to take this time to tell everyone to please listen to your bodies. That's kind of my motto nowadays. If your body is giving you signs that something isn't right, then there's no harm in going to the doctor or physician to gain some clarity on what's going on. On January 20th, I went to the emergency room at St. Barnabas. I explained all my symptoms. A lot of tests and biopsies were performed over the 5 days that I was admitted. I had an extremely low platelet and hemoglobin count. I needed a lot of transfusions. And on the 25th of January, I got the most devastating news of my life. The oncologist explained to me that I had stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma and that we would need to start planning for treatment right away. Even though I'm a young adult, rhabdomyosarcoma is a rare pediatric cancer. The oncologist referred me to Israel Medical Center for treatment because they had a great team of pediatric oncologists. I got in contact with Dr. May and she asked me to come to the hospital to take some tests on the 30th. I went and took the test and I thought that I would be able to go home afterwards. But they said I have to be admitted because my uric acid levels were very high. I haven't been home since that day. On February 3rd, I felt my legs getting weaker and weaker throughout the day. At some point, I was not able to walk to the bathroom by myself. As the nurse was helping me get back in bed, I just collapsed and I couldn't feel my legs on the floor. I was trying to help myself up, but I wasn't able to. My legs were just numb. I was able to help myself up in the back from before. I could not, and I became a little hysterical. The nurses got me in a wheelchair, and I was taken to have an MRI. A few hours later, I had an emergency surgery to remove a tumor in my back that was putting a lot of pressure on my spine and nerves. I lost about 100% mobility in my legs. I couldn't even move my toes. Everything was happening so fast. I had no time to process everything that was going on. I started chemo soon after my surgery, which took a big toll on my body, physically and emotionally. During the 1 to 2 months that I was recovering from surgery at Nuremberg, the Valerie Fund team were like angels that God to help get through a lot of the pain and suffering that I was experiencing. They have art therapy and other parts to help distract you. The massage therapist and mind and body specialist spend time with me to massage and move my legs around, which help relieve some of the nerve pain. She would also do different types of diaphragmatic breathing exercises, relaxation techniques, and guided visualizations, which would help alleviate the pain. And it would help me fall asleep. The social worker at NBI, at the NBI branch, is one of the most amazing documents. She has really tried to would come and talk to me for hours. I felt very comfortable listening to her and also sharing laughs. She's also very proactive and willing to help however she can. I told her, Miss, make it happen. In the hospital for so long during COVID, we were not able to see um, any family or friends. It's very difficult. But when people at the Valley Punch to show much kindness, compassion, and attentiveness, and so that they generally are there for you and care has made them one of my biggest support systems and makes my own stays at the hospital less stressful and lonely. Your donations and support will help thousands of kids with medical, social, financial, and emotional needs. We can't find childhood cancers and blood disorders without you guys. Thank you. Let me hear a little.
He's just as proud of you as I am. we just get a picture with the doctor? Amazing.
Trying to get better.
Can we pose a photo? Hold on one second. Great. Can I get you guys into the photo? Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Captain Hope.
Do you need any help?
No? Good. You jump in real quick? Great, thank you.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce our second Valerie Fund patient speaker, Connor. Connor is 17 and attends County College of Morris. Exactly a year ago today, he was diagnosed with pre-B acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And his walk team, I'm assuming right out here, yes, Connor's crew is very close to reaching their $4,000 goal. So, in addition to Connor's team, can everybody please give a warm welcome to Connor.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Connor McDermott, and on this day, 1 year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. Before I tell my story, I'd just like to take a moment to thank everyone here today for their incredible support of the Valerie Fund and for their incredible generosity with donations. The Valerie Fund treats thousands of children in centers across 3 states, some of whom are here today, identified by the green shirts. Your donations help me, all of them, and countless more who couldn't be here today for one reason or another. Thank you. When I first noticed the lump on my neck, I was unconcerned. I was the type of kid that rarely got sick, and if I did, I rarely took notice. It didn't hurt, it didn't bother me, and nobody else seemed to notice either. My mom did in mid-September. She did not share my lack of concern and took me to an urgent clinic almost immediately. They checked me out and told me that it looked chronic. I should go to see my regular pediatrician. I went to her, and she referred us to the Valerie Center. It was half an hour away, and they could see us immediately. We saw the doctor, and he told us that we would need a biopsy. He would call the surgeon to schedule it, but things would be taken care of. And an incredible stroke of thought, he was walking by his office as he said that, and he came in to see us. He chatted with the doctor for a bit. His first words to me were, "How are you with pain?" He said he would get a large needle and see what he could pull out of the lump. If pus came out, it was just an infection. If nothing came out, we need a biopsy to figure it out more. The biopsy was scheduled for September 25th, 2020, and at the same night, I got my diagnosis. Originally, that was a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but after a bone marrow biopsy a few days later, the diagnosis was changed to precursor lymphoblastic leukemia. Even with the tumor I had, the diagnosis of cancer came completely out of left field for me. I had no symptoms when I came in. I wasn't tired, I wasn't feverish, I didn't have so much as a runny nose. To the outside observer, I seemed completely healthy. I consider myself quite lucky for that reason, but one of the nurses commented that she felt bad. Everyone else seemed feeling awful, and the drug helped me to feel better. But I came in feeling great, and medicine made me sick. Even with that, I breathed through the first 2 stages of chemotherapy with very few side effects, and the side effects that I did get were minor. That wasn't until I got my second dose of a drug known as PEG asparaginase. Within 5 minutes of the IV being hooked up, my face swelled, I had trouble breathing, and I began to itch. The nurses were quick on the job. The IV drip was stopped, Benadryl was given, and I felt right asleep. The doctors thought I was allergic to the pegylation in that drug, so I was moved on to a different asparaginase. The first few grams of that went well. The final dose of that drug was given on Good Friday, and the next day I felt like I had been punched in the gut. I was in a significant amount of pain, but I recovered just barely enough to play a few board games on Easter Sunday before going to the Valerie Center on Monday to figure out what was wrong. The pain was back, and we went to the Valerie Center, and I was immediately hospitalized with acute pancreatitis. The next day, I'm told, I was moved to the pediatric ICU. I was barely conscious enough to notice. I spent 10 days in the ICU and a further week in the hospital, and though I was eventually discharged, I was back in pretty soon after I began uncontrollably vomiting. For the following 4 months, I was out of the hospital in the ICU. Fluid had leaked from my pancreas into a pocket in my abdomen and had formed a pseudocyst that needed to be drained. In the end, over 4 liters of fluid came out through the external drain, and who knows how many more through an internal one. I spent that whole 4 months in 2 states, either throwing up or sleeping. They gave me 4 types of nausea pills, and in the end, none worked. Only recently has the vomiting stopped, and even more recently has the drain been removed. Even then, my chemotherapy was accelerated from the phase I was into a more gentle one because I simply wouldn't be able to handle the intensive treatment. I also got an allergy test, in which it turned out I was not allergic to the peg, I was allergic to the asparaginase, the active ingredient in the drug. This discovery allowed me to finally get a COVID vaccination in time for school. And speaking of COVID, if you were going to get cancer, which I do not recommend, this year was probably the best year to do it. Thanks to virtual schooling, most of my classmates probably don't know I had cancer, and I could be out of school all year and not be bombarded with questions. It was normal because it seems I had just gone all virtual. This lack of questions from friends definitely helped my mental health because it meant that when I wasn't in the Valerie Center getting treatment, I didn't really have to think about cancer. I could talk with friends about things other than cancer. I could call them and play games and think about things other than cancer. That alone, I think, is what kept me sane through the whole treatment process. And while yes, it made it significantly more dangerous to go anywhere but to the hospital, I didn't really leave the house anyway. I'm still in treatment at the Valerie Fund Center, but I wanted to come here today to tell all of you what the Valerie Center has done for me and to share the progress I've made over the course of the last year. On behalf of myself and the 6,000 other kids being treated by the Valerie Fund, I again thank you for your generosity. Know that your support has helped me personally, as well as countless others who could not be here today. Thank you.
Okay, everyone looking at me? A second.
All right, Connor, Jamima, all of our Valerie Fund kids are amazing. Can we please take this moment to make as much noise as possible so that we can send positive energy to them? All right, time to get the walk started, everybody. So to help us cut the ribbon, I would like to call up Joe DiVincenzo Jr., the Essex County Executive, Neil Yaris, the Chair of the Valerie Fund, Christy McGrath, Deputy Mayor of Verona, Cynthia Holland, Councilwoman of Verona, John Bellucci, owner of JAG-ONE, Ed and Sue Goldstein, we've got up here the Valerie Fund founders, Jack McAvoy and Chris Tamboro. Everybody please roll up to the stage and join us.
Okay. We all set? Whenever you're ready. Here we go. Neil, come up here. Hang on. With you. Take one more with our board chair. Great. Yep. Let him come by. Photographer, let him by. Sorry.
We'll make believe again. Get in there. Guys, take your board chair.
We'll do it again. Ready? On three. 1, 2, 3. Neil, you were perfect. Nicely done, Neil.
Every year I look out and I say, wow. And every year it's bigger and better. It's wonderful. Just look at all the green shirts that are out there, because the green shirts are the kids from the centers who are healthy enough to be here. And that's a great big thing.
God willing, we continue the mission that we're on, and childhood cancer is being beaten on a daily basis, but that means we have children that are coming back as repeat customers on and on, so our need for fundraising continues.
Just represents basically everything that the Valerie Fund is working forward to, and they're just trying to help all the kids in any way possible.
It's a great event. The weather is beautiful. There's thousands of people here just for a great cause.
Today is awesome, and you see all the families and the patients gathering together to thank the Valerie Fund for all of the support.
Last year on April 9th, my life had changed. A mass was found on my pituitary gland. We were shocked. But the next day, April 10th, we were referred to the Valerie Fund at North Beth Israel. The minute I walked in there, I felt like family. I started 24 rounds of proton radiation at the Laurie Proton Center. As of my most recent scans in April, I am proud to say that I am now NED, which is no evidence of disease.
I've made so many friends at my Valerie Center who are going through the same things that I am. And being able to talk about our experiences and relate to each other is what gives us that extra strength we need. It's like we're all superheroes, and our special power is that we beat cancer together.
Walking for Maddie! We're walking for Ethan!
And we're walking for Jerriston Moon Back Fund.
Anna's Trot and Trolls. We're walking for the Valerie Fund!
More than 6,000 oncology and hematology patients are treated each year at one of 7 Valerie Fund Children's Centers. The total number of visits to the centers in 2020 was answer was A, 21,500.
Last fall in 2020, I welcomed our supporters by thanking them for joining us at our first and only virtual walk and 5K run. Here we are 12 months later with the world still in flux, and I continue to be in awe of the resilience of our most vulnerable children and their families. I'm so proud of how the Valerie Fund and our supporters have rallied to respond in so many extraordinary ways. Throughout this year, the Valerie Fund has been vigilant about safeguarding our families' well-being, and emergency funding has been in the forefront of everything we do for our families. Our family emergency support has grown by over 150% since the start of the pandemic. I now want to acknowledge the leadership of over 130 walk captains and their teams at this year's event. Our first event took place in 2006 with a few hundred participants and a goal of $50,000. Since 2006, the team effort has been responsible for raising more than half of the $10 million the walk and 5K run has generated. You should all be thankful. We want to thank you, and we want you to be proud of this remarkable accomplishment. We also want to say thank you to our amazing corporate sponsors. The Valerie Fund Walk and 5K, presented by Sue and Ed Goldstein, and JAG-ONE Physical Therapy, had a new title this year, thanks to the Goldsteins' generosity and JAG-ONE's continuing commitment to our kids as the exclusive run sponsor. I also want to recognize other major sponsors and applaud their willingness to give back to our kids in such a significant way. Sue and Ed Goldstein, JAG-ONE Physical Therapy, RWJ Barnabas Health, Atlantic Health, and all of our other sponsors need a big thank you from all of us. Finally, I'd like to thank our friends from the legal community who fiercely championed our kids at the first ever Lawyers 5K Run and Walk, which this year has already raised over $15,000. We welcome them to the Valerie Fund family, and we hope this Lawyers Initiative becomes an annual tradition. I want to thank everyone for all you do for our kids, and we want to see all of you next year in Verona Park.